Your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, what a beautiful start to our weekend here. Well above average temperatures as well as clear skies, and that's continuing to be the case throughout our night tonight as high pressure is keeping things clear and very calm. The high today was close to a record from back in 1915 of 79 degrees. Today we topped off at around 73, and tonight we are staying very mild temperature-wise, but we're going to be talking about when it cools off and also some thunderstorms in this forecast. I'll be tracking all of that coming up here in just a little bit. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
Following more than 3 days of uncertainty after Election Day, Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes have propelled Joe Biden and Kamala Harris above the 270 threshold needed to win the White House. Good evening, I'm Jen Lask. Biden is poised to inherit a divided nation, hit hard by a historic pandemic and a combination of economic and social unrest. All this as President Trump says it's not over yet. CBS News correspondent Michael George is in the president-elect's hometown in Delaware with the latest.
Across the nation, thousands celebrated the news.
Oh my goodness, I was so excited to find out that Joe Biden is our 46th president.
After Joe Biden became the projected winner of the 2020 presidential election on Saturday, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris made this historic phone call.
We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
And the president-elect released a statement saying, "I am honored and humbled by the trust the American people have placed in me and in Vice President-elect Harris." At 77, Biden becomes the first to defeat a sitting president in more than a quarter century. And Harris is the first woman and person of color to win the vice presidency. The decisive blow to President Trump comes as he cites baseless and unsubstantiated allegations of election fraud. He's vowing to wage a legal battle.
These lawsuits will be brought starting on Monday.
The president golfed in Virginia Saturday and tweeted, "I won this election by a lot." Supporters of President Trump rallied in several cities, including Atlanta and in Lansing, Michigan.
Here in President-elect Biden's hometown of Wilmington, Delaware, hundreds of people have been celebrating in the streets for hours. Many told us they've never felt prouder of their country.
Everyone is in a good mood. We're all ready to move on.
As ballot counting continues, President-elect Biden is leading in the popular vote by more than 4 million. Michael George, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
President-elect Biden and Vice President Harris are scheduled to address the nation at 7 o'clock. CBS will have live coverage online and right here on WCIA 3. Lawmakers in Illinois are preparing to work with the Biden administration, and politicians from both parties agree on what the most important issues are, even if they have different ideas on how to resolve them. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live in Springfield. So Cole, tell us what Illinois politicians are saying about the results.
Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are now looking at President-elect Joe Biden to focus on two key issues once he gets to the Oval Office: the COVID-19 pandemic and unifying the country. The governor's office has been hypercritical of the federal government's response to COVID, but Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton says that she is happy to have somebody in the Oval Office that she feels will take this pandemic seriously. Republican representative from Springfield, Tim Butler, says he hopes that Biden will also work to unify a polarized country, and Stratton agrees.
People of this country, the voters of this country, have overwhelmingly made it clear and issued a mandate really to say we cannot continue to go along the path that we were going, a path of division.
On both sides, we know it's a very divided country, and I think as president, Mr. Biden definitely needs to do what he can to bring the country together.
Stratton is also excited to see Kamala Harris become the Vice President of the United States. Stratton views Harris, who will be the first woman and woman of color to reach the position, and she sees Harris as an example for not only herself, but for young girls across the nation. Now, coming up later tonight, we will have more reaction from Illinois lawmakers, including more from Lieutenant Governor Stratton and from senators like Senator Dick Durbin. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, thanks, Cole. Looking forward to seeing you back here at 10. So, what is the mood in central Illinois? WCIA reporters have been talking to people throughout the area about how they're feeling today. Some are voicing enthusiasm for Biden's win, while others say regardless of who's in office, they're just feeling a sense of relief that we do have some clarity.
Hope that everybody can just start working together and settle their differences and get on with the problems of our country, and get them taken care of.
Leader who seems more appropriate to be in the White House.
I have a sense of relief. I was holding my breath and feel like I can exhale.
Tonight at 9 and 10, you'll hear more reaction, including one woman's feelings after seeing Harris make history. A group of Trump supporters gathered outside of the Capitol today in Springfield. The group said they planned to show up before the results were called, and even though every major outlet called the race for Biden, they still believe Trump will win. Meanwhile, it was a different mood in downtown Chicago, where video captures the cheers echoing across the buildings as Pennsylvania went to Biden. People have also gathered outside Trump Tower with signs celebrating Biden's win. Police have blocked off some of the streets by Michigan Avenue as crowds grow larger throughout the evening and have routed buses in other directions. Kamala Harris has made history as the first Black and first Asian American vice president. The vice president-elect was raised in central Illinois, growing up in Champaign-Urbana. Her father was a professor at UIUC for a time. Champaign County's NAACP chapter president is also weighing in. Minnie Pearson says the Biden-Harris ticket being elected is a watershed moment, not just for Black women, but all women in America, and a moment with just as much historical significance as Barack Obama's election in 2008. She says while it may have taken a while to get to this point, the American people have spoken and democracy has won.
I just wish that John Lewis was here, Elijah Cummings was here, and so many others who did not get a chance to see this. But this sends a message to America that we are, it's a movement, and we are moving forward.
Pearson says the road to establishing a democracy that works for everyone is a long one. Change isn't going to happen overnight, and there still remains a lot of work to be done. From the latest in Washington to reactions right here in central Illinois, visit WCIA.com for all of our coverage on the presidential election. We'll have much more of that coverage on the election tonight at 9 and 10, and we'll also be following the COVID-19 crisis, with the state once again shattering its record for daily cases reported. We'll share a look at the rising hospitalization rate right here in central Illinois.
That's right. We have some beautiful conditions throughout our Saturday here, and it's only going to continue throughout our Sunday, and a nice trend of some warmer temperatures here, but it is all going to change after Tuesday as a cold front comes into the area, bringing us some scattered storms. I will be tracking all of that coming up here at 9 and 10, so be sure to tune in for that.